All right, so this is a good way to start the week off. We're going to jump back into the Hasan Piker Twitch controversy because now Twitch is in some trouble too. And there was a big thing that happened over the weekend with the streamer Emiru and the lax security at TwitchCon. We're going to get into everything. But I want to start here because this is about as damning as it gets for Hasan Piker and Collargate. So somebody emailed the manufacturer of Hassan's collar, the collar that he puts on his dog. And I don't know how he's going to wiggle out of this one, but I'm sure the idiots in his fan base will buy whatever he says. Hi there. To me, that looks like the low to medium power RX090 receiver that comes with most of our units out of the box. It looks like someone cut off the contact points and put tape over it, maybe to cover up the rough edges left for cutting instead of just replacing the contact points with a comfort pad. If you want to be sure exactly what receiver it is, you will need to remove the tape. Best regards. So, remember, well, I mean, we're at the point where there was no collar, right? That's what Hassan said recently. That's his newest sticking point to get out of this, is that there was no collar in that clip. Kaya just hurt her nail on the bed. She wasn't even wearing a collar, even though she was. All of his idiot friends, like Denims and that one, what's her name, Tron or something, she just smokes weed all day. Like, all of them are out there running 24/7 janitorial duties for this right now. And they're all saying, no, there was no collar. It's not a shock collar, or believe us. Don't believe anybody else. Don't believe your eyes, as Taylor Lorenz says. You believe us. So this is going to be a hard one for him to wiggle out of. But it gets worse for Hassan. This is this is the current, I believe, front runner for mayor over in New York City. Devout socialist. Friends with Hasan Piker. This is now impacting this man's campaign because he's getting brought up during a debate between him and Cuomo for, who should be the mayor of New York. And they're bringing up their relationship here and making him look bad. That's funny to me because now people that might not know who Hasan Piker is are going to look him up and see all the nasty shit that he said, specifically that Americans deserved 9/11 and so on, which is now impacting Dan Clancy over at TwitchCon. You have this streamer, American Dad, who actually asked him about the things that Hassan says, and Dan Clancy just had a big word salad for it. Let's watch this.
Hello, Dan. I've been streaming on Twitch for 9 years. I've been a partner for a long time. But another thing that I am is I'm a U.S. veteran, served in the Army, deployed to Afghanistan. Veterans are a protected group on Twitch. So I was just wondering, I've heard comments about the United States deserve 9.
I didn't know that. That's interesting. I'm going to let him finish. I didn't know that veterans were a protected class on Twitch. I'm okay with that. Veterans take a lot of shit, man. I mean, some people that serve our country are broken with PTSD and disabilities of all kinds. And I'm all for helping them out. I think veterans deserve the best because they literally, in some cases, many of them give their lives or, their minds and bodies to serve this country, and they never get them back the way they were before they went in. I'm all for that. But that makes it interesting when you go and you take in comments like Frogan, the fat woman that worships Hassan's one of his top mods, and a streamer on Twitch. And she literally was glad some of them are dead and talking about how she hopes they all get crippling PSTD. And, Dan Clancy, he just has word salad for it. But it just shows you the favoritism on that platform.
11, PTSD, veterans deserve that. When are we going to start holding other streamers accountable for stuff like that, regardless of social status?
Yeah, first of all, thank you for your service. Thank you for the question. Really appreciate, what you've done and all that. And, you use certain examples, and some of those examples led to enforcements, right? It's always a very tricky.
It's tricky unless you're like Tectone, then you ban someone for a week for calling someone fat, or someone like Hassan, where you ban them on their day off for doing terrible shit. He has no answer for this. Spoiler.
Tricky process, because part of what we need to do is have a set of community guidelines, and we do have a team that works very hard to consistently apply them. The views of individuals aren't necessarily the views of our platform. We're at a time where people sometimes can talk in hyperbole, right?
Oh, okay. It was all hyperbole, right? Sure, Dan.
Unfortunately, and this happens on all sides of the political spectrum, and so
not on the right. Well, because first off, you barely have any right-wing streamers; they all get banned. That includes maybe middle of the road streamers, because let's face it, if you're middle of the road, you're basically still a Nazi to these people.
That's something that we have our guidelines. We
guidelines that are subjectively enforced.
Apply them consistently. I understand you may disagree with some of those decisions, right? And I always say one of the nice things about Twitch is it's a platform where if you disagree with the views of somebody, it's not appearing in your feed, it's not appearing in what you're doing, it has nothing to do with your experience. And that's not necessarily true with short form content. Sure. There's all sorts of stuff that appears in my feed. And so part of this is trying to make sure you can find what is the right experience for you on Twitch, both as a streamer and also as a community.
Thank you for answering.
What a word salad. By the way, you literally put, or at least somebody in your team put, a tiger diaper fetish furry character, some new VTuber that uses the model of a little tiger. It's wearing a diaper and has a pacifier. It's literally sexual fetish content. That was on the front page of Twitch. That was a big story like a week ago. So, big story over the weekend. You had streamer Emiru assaulted during TwitchCon. This is a huge story. Basically, this dude walks up and literally sexually assaults her, tries to kiss her. I don't think that that's cool. Nobody deserves sexual assault. Like, no matter how you might feel. And I don't even think... From what I don't know a lot about her, but she seems like a nice person, especially compared to a lot of the other people that are on that platform. I don't think anybody deserves that. Twitch does not give a shit about anybody's safety or what they do on their platform. I would advise anybody not to go to these kinds of events. Like, if you're a woman, definitely don't go to a TwitchCon, for sure. This was a disaster, and she's likely going to sue Twitch, or I would say Amazon, over this, and she should, and I hope she wins. Now, Hassan chimed in on this and decided to blame people he doesn't like for it. Literally, funny to me, because he has predators that watch him. Predator arrested while watching Hassan, while wearing Hassan merch on Vitaly's stream. So Vitaly used to do good work, by the way, and bust predators before he became a prank tuber and a vile piece of shit. But there was also this guy. Hassan, your viewer, got arrested for making terrorist threats after consistently radicalizing your audience. Why are you talking? Hassan viewers, fan, he spoke with on stream, arrested for making threats. Like, this was a real thing that happened. Michigan man has been charged with making terrorist threats in Illinois. And he's a Hassan fan. But Hassan will say it's Tectone and Destiny and all of these other people, which is a lie. Hassan is the biggest radicalizer of them all. But, this is what he does. He just deflects, puts blame on other people.
I would say that the overwhelming majority of collaborations were positive back in the day. And now the overwhelming majority of collaborations are forced upon people with drama and with sometimes severe allegations being used as simple drama. And while people were clout chasing back then too, because that's just like a normal aspect of how these things work, the clout chasing was still controlled through this social mechanism, this social enforcement. Like, I do not think that there would be a rape tone style content creator back then, or if there was, I don't think that they would have had any. Like, everyone would be like, no, that's fucking bullshit. Like, every content creator would in unison come out and be like, dude, you are fucking gross. Get the fuck out of here. Nowadays, there is like an environment for that. Nowadays, there's an audience for that. I think COVID played a role in this. It made it also, it made it so that, I mean, people make a lot more money now too. Yeah, it's become this weird, like, fucked up reality TV style situation.
You cause it.
Twitch used to ban partners for harassing other partners. Oh yeah, that's true.
You do that though. You sick your audience on people. This guy acts like a mafia boss behind the scenes. He'll sick his community on you if you attack him or criticize him in any way. In any way. By the way, a veterinarian came out and did a Collargate review. Very interesting stuff. Let's watch this.
Just stop. Jesus Christ, what are you doing? You're being such a baby.
So in this video, we see a famous influencer allegedly use a shock collar on his dog after laying there for about 4 hours as his backdrop. Okay, and for one, his credibility is already ruined because the first thing he did was lie about using a shock collar at all, as you can see here.
She didn't even have that collar on to begin with.
What?
And the minute you
Yeah, that's what he says now. He wasn't even wearing a shock, or she wasn't even wearing a shock collar.
lie, your credibility is gone. Everything you say from there on out, no one's gonna believe you. Then he admitted the dog was wearing the collar, but left out that it has the ability to both vibrate and shock.
It has the capacity to vibrate, and that's it.
Not to mention this video of him hiding the remote on live stream so that people can't see him using it.
At least 7 or 8 videos now. I've shown most of them in my videos of him moving the shock button out of view, or quickly putting it in his pocket, trying to turn his back, put it in his pocket. He goes out of his way to make sure you don't see that button.
If you're not doing anything wrong, then why hide it? And if you're curious about what kind of collar it is, here's a good explanation.
This is the exact shock collar Hassan used. It even has the black tape just like his. This is the mini educator made by eCollar Technologies. Go over here where the black tape is and peel that off, which is something he just added, by the way.
And we took a look at that a little bit ago. The manufacturer has come out and said exactly what model it is. And he's even more cooked. I can't wait to see him explain why the manufacturer of the dog collar is lying.
There's little screws for prongs. And what you do is you take these prongs, and now it also has the ability to give stimulus or shock.
And if you want his solid reasoning as to why he's the shock collar, here it is.
Come over here to see what's up. She just wants to fucking...
She wants to walk?
Roam the house because she got to roam the house when I was gone.
Yeah, so he didn't want a large breed dog getting up or moving around after it had been in the same spot for about 4 hours, assuming because she makes a pretty backdrop. My thoughts are is that it doesn't matter whether or not it was shock or vibration mode. This negative reinforcement or punishment causes enough stress and duress for the patient to yelp out loud and go back to its bed out of fear and submission, even if no physical...
That's a great point. Like, even if, let's say there isn't a shock to the collar, and I'm pretty damn convinced there is, and he is shocking the dog. The fact that the dog has to sit in one spot over half the day, or maybe even all day, we don't know what it's like when the camera's off, because he could put the dog in the cage. We have no idea. That is abuse alone. That dog needs to be outside, running around. It's a large dog. Like, they need exercise, man. You can tell that dog has put some fat on, probably because it doesn't get the exercise that it needs.
Damage was done. Thunder is harmless, but it can cause enough fear and stress for a pet to jump out of the window, cut itself, get hurt, or never be seen again.
Thunder. That's a great point that he's made. Anybody that has a dog knows most of them are afraid of fireworks, storms, all kinds of shit, man. Dogs are very big babies in a lot of the cases.
The point is, he was inappropriately punishing her for a normal dog behavior.
Yes.
The purpose of negative reinforcement or punishment is so that you immediately use it so that you can prevent an inappropriate behavior from your pet. Kaya had been laying down for several hours, and anybody would know after laying down for that long, blood supply decreases to that area of your body, joints tend to hurt more, so she needs to get up and move around, let alone just have some behavioral enrichment. So yes, this is animal abuse because Kaya was being punished only for moving around and her needs are being neglected.
Man, that's a great video. Absolutely wrecking Hassan. And we're going to close it off with this right here. Hassan is out at the No Kings protest that happened over the weekend. Boy, oh boy, I got to follow up on that. We're going to cover that in my next video. But we have Hassan here wearing Kevlar, a press tag, going out literally in a bulletproof vest with his meat shield. This is not, I would not take a dog or a child to something like this. Like, what are you doing? Because people take their kids to this shit. Like, why would you do that? Especially when people are going to get shot with tear gas or something. You want to put that on the animal or your kid? It's gross. I think he's got the dog there as a meat shield. Put the dog up. Dog can protect him. If he gets shot, that's why the dog is there. The dog is there as a way to protect him. I'm very concerned about this dog I see, Hassan. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Twitch is in a lot of trouble, man. I don't know what's going to happen to them. I think they've been losing. Kick has been kicking their ass. YouTube, all these other sites popping up. Twitch's days are numbered. It's going to be a while, though. I mean, I would not expect it overnight, but I definitely expect Twitch eventually to go under, especially with the leadership of Dan Clancy, a giant piece of shit. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about all of this. I'd like to hear from you. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Check out my comic book. There's a link in the description. It's only $17, and I promise you're going to love it. And with that, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
The year is 1945. World War II rages from the halls of Buckingham Palace to the shores of the Nile River. Even now, the clash between freedom and tyranny is about to boil over. Somewhere in North Africa, two American flyboys are soaring high on a reconnaissance mission, searching for clues to a peculiar new obsession with the occult gripping the Nazi high command.